Thank you very much.
Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at a new comic book, Ultimate Wolverine #2 by Marvel Comics. It's a $4.99 comic book, as all the Ultimate comics are. It's written by Chris Condon, and Alessandro Cappuccio does the artwork. Brian Valencia does the colors. I always point out when I'm reviewing these Ultimate comic books that I like how they put the cover artwork on the interior cover here, unobstructed by any logos or anything. Have you guys been reading the Ultimate Universe at all? Any of these Ultimate comics? Let me know in the comments what you think about them. They just announced that they're going to be releasing this Ultimate Universe Incursion. I think it's going to be a one-shot where they bring Miles Morales, back into this Ultimate Universe, which I think is interesting, and I'm glad they're following up on a plot point from way back at the beginning of this new Ultimate Universe, where the Makers showed up in Miles Morales' room and basically let him know that this Ultimate Universe is happening, and he told Miles that they're brothers because they're from the same universe. And they haven't followed up on that at all. And if you've been following any of these comics, the Maker who recreated this universe, and that's what this whole scene here at the beginning of this comic is showing, him basically wiping out the Weapon X program, the original one in Canada, killing the Doctor here. He burns up this picture of Wolverine, burns up the entire facility. He says he's trying to make this world a better place. A better world is one that you're not in. But if you've been following, the Maker, he got imprisoned by Tony Stark. And there's a timer on the prison, so they only had 18 months for Iron Man to try and restart everything that the Maker tried to destroy, basically. So that's the main plot of the Ultimate Universe. And with this Incursion one-shot or whatever it is that they're putting out with Miles Morales entering this universe, they're kind of doing what I thought they might do. And I don't obviously know where the story's going, but here's what I think they maybe should do is they've already kind of restarted the Marvel Universe here with this Ultimate Universe. And I personally really enjoy the Ultimates. It's kind of a new version of the Avengers. And Ultimate Spider-Man especially, the way they've rebooted that. I would love it if they just took the Ultimate Universe as we know it right now and just supplant that into the 616 and make that the 616. And they may be doing some sort of storyline. I know they're doing this big crossover between the two universes. So if they could somehow maybe combine them, amalgamize them, or use some of the best storyline elements from this Ultimate Universe and just put it into the 616, maybe at the end of this 18-month storyline, we're halfway through it at this point. So at the end of this year. I'm kind of excited for all that. I'd really like to see where all that goes. So now in this issue, we've got all these soldiers. They're hunting Wolverine, but what the soldiers don't realize is that they've been set up by their own Russian government here that's being run by Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red. And they're actually being hunted by Wolverine. Get a cool double splash page here. I feel like Alessandro Cappuccio doesn't have as much to work with as he did in the Moon Knight series with all the religious imagery and different characters in Moon Knight. But in this issue, he's pretty much just dealing with this forest setting and some dark laboratories. But still some really awesome artwork in here. I like this Wolverine costume as well. This Winter Soldier Wolverine. Now, he is called Wolverine and Winter Soldier at the same time here. I noticed in the casting credits here, which is kind of weird. I mean, obviously we know he's Wolverine, and he's been referred to as Logan already in this book, but they call him the Winter Soldier. He's not really Wolverine yet, so not anywhere that I've noticed. So there's this scene with the Dr. Prostovich, who's head of this Directorate X program, which is essentially the Weapon X program being run by the leaders' minions here, Omega Red, Colossus, and Magic. And they don't really trust the work that she's doing, so they're going to put Wolverine to the test here. And we don't really get a confrontation between Colossus and Wolverine like you see on the cover here. It's kind of just maybe alluding to what's being set up, but we just see Colossus use his own, form of controlling this subject here, as he just uses brute force to show him who's in control. So they set up this exhibition here where all these soldiers are being hunted by the Wolverine. They've got cameras set up even in this forest. I love all these shots of the forest here too, like the trees. They're so tall in all these shots you can't even see the tops of them. See, the cameras are all set up here so that the evil triumvirate can see what's going on. And we don't even really see it, as Wolverine makes such short work of all of these soldiers. We just see the screaming. And a really cool splash page here. Wolverine's carrying all this severed heads, which is just brutal. And then he spots the camera and takes out the camera. So, and they say, krasivi, which is Russian for beautiful, I assume, because then the doctor says, yes, beautiful indeed. So, and then we get some like top secret documents at the end of the book, which is kind of cute. I feel like they've, the first one just shows the list of soldiers that got sent into this mission. This is from like the Ministry of Defense. And then we see it says a transcription from Dr. Prostovich. This is like her own private dictation here, her own journal, as she's just talking about how she doesn't trust what the Rasputins are doing, essentially. And she's got this Winter Soldier, and she says, the leaders wish to see the Winter Soldier in action against a formidable foe. We could have programmed Sentinels or new XS models to combat him, perhaps even programmed a new Appianza Caminata scenario. But they've decided to create a false operation in the Eurasian taiga, which is what we saw in this issue. And she also reveals that she's got code words that can shut down this Winter Soldier, and she's the only one who knows them. So, kind of interesting. I feel like not a whole lot happens in this issue. This might be one you could wait to pick up in a trade. I did enjoy the first two issues, though, altogether. I like everything they're setting up, and I saw in the solicits that Gambit and Nightcrawler are going to be showing up in a couple future issues, so looking forward to that. So, definitely got to give this a recommendation overall, though. Awesome artwork in here. Nothing to complain about, really. Just not a whole lot going on in this book, in this specific issue. So that's all I got for today. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Go read comics.